Going into the second match, though, this was kind of a shocker. So for the women's IC title, champion Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I think a lot of people were shooting for Becky to actually not upset, but to actually win the IC title here. Sure enough, we were all surprised because Lyra Valkyria actually regained it. It was a not too bad of a match. I think these two have really good chemistry in the ring. Granted, they've had their um run in NXT back then when Lyra actually defeated Becky for the NXT title, women's championship. But yeah, this match here, I think has kind of progressed the storyline here a bit. I actually like the ending because it just kind of showed again like how Becky's heel turn got emphasized a little bit more of her not being happy with the result of it, really taking it to another level and showing her degree of violence that she was able to carry out on Lyra. At the same time, well, I'm not exactly sure if Lyra's gonna be kind of off TV for a little bit, not for like a long time, but just to kind of, I guess, show a little bit more of the importance or not the importance, but like the emphasis of how Becky's attack was on her. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this kind of pans out. Thoughts on your end, Nick?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought the match was pretty decent. It was not bad. I really was shocked at the end. The ending really shocked me. Like that pin kind of came out of nowhere. Not really
Uh-huh.
how I expected it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the whole broken nose thing is real. Could be.
Um, it
Think that
seemed like she did, and obviously was not intentional.
no, yeah, no, I think it was
Yeah,
because I was looking at her
yeah.
nose and it did look kind of crooked. It looked a little swollen.
Uh-huh.
Like the very beginnings of a broken nose. They
Uh-huh.
were saying that you could also see blood like streaming out of her nose at one point when it first got hit. I didn't see it personally.
Uh-huh.
But dude, if she's got a broken nose, I mean, prayers for her. Hopefully she
Yeah.
heals quickly so she can come back.
Uh-huh.
Um, in our last podcast, I remember saying that I was starting to open up. I was starting to open up to the fact, well, not the fact, but the chance that Becky could probably beat Lyra, and that maybe I was a little closed minded on hoping that Becky wouldn't squash Lyra.
Uh-huh.
But when I thought about it in the long run, I was getting a little more open to Becky beating Lyra so that it would open it up for a longer, better story, which would probably elevate Lyra. Um, the match made Lyra look good.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know if it boosted her too much, but I hope she continues the story with Becky. At least until Becky ends up feuding with Bailey.
I think so too, and I think it did elevate Lyra because she beat her clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And there was no outside interference by anybody, and at the same time, yeah, it was a kind of a surprise pin, not necessarily like a pin after her own finisher. And it's kind of a rare case these days to see these kind of finishes, especially when it's like a big name like Becky taking that kind of pin to kind of an up and comer such as Lyra. So I really do think they're probably saving the win for Becky when they're ready to pretty much go into that whole Bailey Becky feud, and that makes sense, And I think they might kind of time it for SummerSlam, just because that would be like a nice, like a big match. Now that SummerSlam's also a two-nighter, I think that's a nice way
right.
of kind of like having like a nice, nice match for the PLE. Or, if not mistaken, I think the women's revolution or evolution is which one is it again?
Evolution.
Evolution, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, like the
evolution.
second one that's rumored to. I don't know if they even confirmed it, but yeah, that's approaching us as well. So we could eventually see those two actually face each other around that time too. So we got a lot of options, I would say, in terms of like their rivalry to kind of like get going. Thanks again for watching this clip of the LTS Wrestling Podcast. And if you enjoyed it, please continue to watch the rest of our videos and follow this link here to watch the full clip of our podcast. Nonetheless, we'll catch you in the next one.